What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Adventures with Afterthought. This time we pack our bags, we hop on that plane. Hopefully it's first class. I'm not probably in first class, but hopefully you are. And we're headed to Los Angeles to meet Mac Miller for the start of the Good AM tour. It's gonna be a crazy, dope story. I have lots of surprises in it, a bunch of great friends, a bunch of great memories. I just had a great time and I want you guys to experience it with me. So again, pack your bags, come with me, make sure you go down, subscribe, share the video, tell your friends, and I'll see you there. This story starts off in Pittsburgh, like a lot of these stories do. At the time, I'm DJing for Chu Jackson, my homie Chu, shout out to him. He's part of Most Dope. We're about to go on tour with Mac Miller for the Good AM tour. When I tell you how excited I was for this tour and to be able to have this opportunity to go on tour with Mac and to do all these awesome things with these great people, I was ecstatic from the start. I mean, beyond excited. Taking that into consideration, the communication is always really good, like really close to it, but beforehand, there's a lot of gaps.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
There's so much going on, and these people have so much to do. I tour manage, and I've done a lot on tour outside of being an artist, so I know it gets crazy, right? So for this particular tour and this particular show, we didn't have our travel information until like the day before, right? Because I didn't even really think about it. I just knew that what day the show was, but I didn't even think to really ask. I get this email, and it's like the next day. We're already excited. We're already ready to go. We're like, all right, well, this is it. We leave tomorrow. We're out. We're going to do this crazy show, start this crazy tour. I'm, again, beyond excited.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
So next day we get up, we start packing my car full of our stuff, right? We're putting our bags in, putting everything in. I say goodbye to everybody and say goodbye to the family, and we hop in the car and we head to the airport. So we're getting our bags out of the car at the airport, we parked, everything's cool, and I realized I didn't bring my bag with clothes, all that stuff. All I had was my book bag. I just threw my book bag on and I assumed that my bag was in the car. It was not. So clothes, all that good stuff, gone. All I have is my laptop and a pair of headphones, and that's basically it. There's no time to go back. I'm like, it's cool, we'll just make it work, whatever. Here we go, great adventure, I'm ready. I'm not letting that stop me, we're going. We walk into the airport, we go get our tickets, we get to the gate, and if you know me, you know that I do not like to fly.
I hate it!
I don't know what it is, I just get anxiety on flights. I have to fly all over the world, all the time, all of the time. I just don't like it. I've tried so many different things and so many methods and so many... Matter of fact, if you guys have trouble and anxiety on flying and in planes, put it down in the comments and tell me what makes you feel better. Maybe I can try some of it and it'll help me out. But I just don't like it. So what do I turn to? And let me reiterate before I say this. I don't have a problem. I just have a problem flying. So don't judge, or judge if you want, it's fine. But I turn to alcohol.
I love scotch. I love scotch. Scotchy, scotch, scotch.
I just have a little drink before I get on the plane. It soothes the nerves. It kind of just makes me feel better. I'm just like, oh, okay, this might not be so bad. I'm not like contemplating my life every second that I'm on the plane, right? It's like I can maybe watch a little bit of a movie. I can talk to somebody. I just feel better, right? This time, I had a little bit more than just one. We're flying there, I don't care about anything. Bag's gone, whatever, it's fine. We land at the airport, I have my book bag, Chu gets his bag, everything's cool. We look and we go and get the Uber, and the Uber's dummy expensive. So we're like, oh, this Uber would be like $20 at home, it's like $100 here. So you know LAX to Hollywood, it's not really the closest drive, especially with traffic, so they just tax you. So we're like, all right, whatever, we'll get there. We need to get to the hotel. So we get in the Uber, we head out to Hollywood, we get to the hotel. When we get to the hotel, we get out, it's a super nice hotel. When Mac did stuff, he did it the right way. His team was amazing. Elise, his tour manager, always had everything on point. Q was there, Tree J, all the Most Dope guys. It was just such a professional production. Every time that I did anything with those guys, it was super on point. So the hotel, obviously, super on point. It was right across from the Capitol Records building. If you know where the Capitol Records building is in Hollywood, it was like right around that area. We go inside, I'm still feeling fine, I'm still feeling good, whatever, I don't care about the bag. I'm about to go and get some clothes. I walk up to the desk, I give him my ID to get to the room, and you know, they're clickety click, 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 clickety click, and looking at my ID, and click, 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 click. And she's like, sir, I don't have your name here. all right, maybe it's under some other names. So I start trying to give some other names and maybe some ideas of whatever. I don't want to bother anybody at this point. It comes to the point where I have to call Elise, and I think I called Q. Q's one of my best friends in the whole world. If you know Most Dope, you know Q, very close to Mac. He's just one of my best friends in the whole world. So anyway, somebody got back to me a couple minutes later. It seemed like it was forever. I'm just sitting there, you know what I mean? But it was just like a minute or two. They hit me back, tell me what it's under, walk back up, everything's cool. We get into our rooms, put everything down. Now I'm like, hey, I need to get clothes. I have no clothes. We're here for a few days. I need to get some clothes and be able to like survive this. So we head out into Hollywood and soon realize, again, we're not from Hollywood. We're not used to paying like $300 for a t-shirt, right? I'm like, cool, like I like to dress well, but I'm cool. I got, like right now, I have my Earth Gang long sleeve, shout out to Earth Gang. I have my Earth Gang long sleeve shirt from tour on right now. Like I just don't really care that much. So I'm just trying to get some cool clothes, maybe a cool little outfit for the show, whatever. So I'm going and I'm like, man, I'm not about to spend all this money on these clothes just to be here for a couple days. So I find some things, pick it together. A couple of my friends that have brands out there bless me with some stuff. So I put together this little wardrobe, everything's cool. I'm like, all right, we go back, we have dinner with everybody, we just chill for the night, everything's cool. The next morning, we wake up, I'm feeling so excited. You know when you just kind of take a second and you just look around and you think about what's going on in that moment? It was one of those epiphany moments where I was just like, this is awesome. I get to go and perform with some of my really good friends, with one of my favorite artists in one of the most, if you've been to the Fonda Theater in LA, if you've ever been there and seen somebody at the Fonda Theater in Hollywood, put it down in the comments. I want to hear all about your experiences there. I'll reply back and make sure I tell you about all the shows that I've seen there. But I was excited. It was euphoric. I was literally just in a moment where I was like, wow, we're in Hollywood. We're right in the middle of it on Sunset Boulevard. We're about to play the Fonda with Mac. I know that there's going to be all kind of great people there. I get to see my friends. It was a euphoric moment, and I started my day that way and just drifted. The whole day I was on cloud nine. I just drifted through my day, and it was such an amazing day. Now, I get to the venue, and a lot of these stories, for whatever reason, I'm starting to find out myself. I didn't realize this was like a reoccurring thing in my career, but it is, and I'm not afraid to admit it, but I know why. I'm just an average looking guy.
I'm just a regular, everyday, normal guy. When I go to the clubs, I wait in line, motherfucker.
Sometimes I have a chain on, sometimes I'll like dress a little bit like hyped up for the show, whatever, but normally I'm just in like a t-shirt, sweatpants, whatever. And if you're not hopping right off the tour bus or you're not with a big entourage, I just look like a normal guy just walking up. So when I get to venues, especially for big shows, I walk up and they just kind of look at me like, who are you? They have no idea who I am, and I don't expect them to, and it's just always like a funny thing, because I'm like, what's gonna happen this time? How long is it gonna take for me to get into the venue this time? So it was kind of one of those things. When I walk up, they're just looking at me. It's the Fonda. They don't know who I am, and they have people come up for the wildest reasons. Finally, somebody sees me, and they're like, oh, it's good, and they come out and they give me my wristband or my plaque or whatever it was, and I go inside. I get into the Fonda, I go down to the green rooms. It was the first time I'd ever been in the green rooms at the Fonda, and I was just excited. I was like, this is awesome. We had the tiniest little green room. It was fine. Like, I didn't even care. It was awesome. I was super excited. I think I was one of the first people to get there. Elise was there, the tour manager and the production people. Shout out to Patreka and all the crew that did all of Mac's production. They're amazing, amazing people. I just kind of got to go chill with them for a minute and see the Fonda before everybody was there. Soundcheck felt like a full-blown concert for me because I was just taking this all in, and I was going just as hard at soundcheck as I would have at the show, just because I just wanted to feel it, right? And I did it. Patreka was like, hey, I'm gonna run a little bit extra lights for you guys. Normally, when you're support, you don't get the full production, right? It's only for the main artist. I totally respect that, and I get it. So Patreka being like, hey, we're gonna give you guys some extra lighting, I was just like, that's awesome, thank you. I'm even more excited now. I go back down to the green room, I get dressed. I don't even go back to the hotel, I have some clothes with me. I get dressed and I just start hanging out and I'm just chilling. So a couple of my friends that live in LA, I'm super excited to see them, so I invite them to come down early, and one of them is Thomas and Rosie. Thomas is super well known now. He's super famous. He goes as Dope as Yola. He has a really, really cool YouTube channel called Dope as Yola. He is actually the one who inspired me to do these stories in the first place. They're just amazing people. We've become really good friends over the years. So amazing. They have the Push Trees company and his YouTube channel, again, Dope as Yola, blowing up. He has amazing content. He has a segment called Story Time on his his channel that I just love and I've been watching for years. And he's always told me, hey man, you should be writing down these stories. You should be, writing down these experiences you have and just put them in a note for later and then talk about them sometime. Thank you. You gave me the inspiration to do this.
Thank you, Jesus!
Kudos to you. But anyway, Thomas and Rosie show up. They bring all these crazy treats, different types of weed and all kind of stuff. So we just hang out. We smoke, we get some food, we're just hanging. I feel great. I get to see my friends. I'm just super happy, right? I'm chilling, I'm smoking, we're eating food. They brought me some merch to wear. I remember for that show, you can see right here, I'm wearing a red Push Trees t-shirt on stage. That's all I wanted to wear on stage. I wanted to rep them, so I just threw that on right away. I was like, screw the clothes that I got, I'm rocking this, right? Put that on, and that's what I was gonna wear for the show. So right before the show, right before doors start, there's a massive line out the front door, just huge line around the block, and all these celebrities start showing up one by one. They start coming into the green room. It starts to feel like this crazy Hollywood just dream is about to happen, right? So all these people start coming in. There's so many different artists and people to even mention. There's just all kind of famous celebrities there. Musicians, athletes, just you name it, they're there. I'm kind of awestruck. Thomas and Rosie are with me. We're chilling. Chu's with me. Q's there. Everybody's just having a great time. It feels like a little house party, but all these just super exclusive people. Max there. Nyamza. If you're not familiar with Nyamza, make sure you check her out. She is a super duper dope artist as well. So I ended up DJing her set. So I DJ'd my set, Chu's set, and Nyamza's set. I DJ'd damn near the whole show except for Max's set, right? So I was doing that and we talked about it and everything, that the vibe was just ready to go. Everybody just having a great time. You look to the left, you see a celebrity, you look to the right, you see this crazy artist. It was just super cool. I was just in the moment and just felt like,
It's about to go down.
I've kind of been here before, but not in this capacity where I just felt so comfortable. So now it's time for the show to start, right? And again, I'm the first person that goes on stage. I have to go out. These people have been standing there for about an hour, letting all these people in to make sure everybody's in the building. And they're just chilling, no music really, just very low ambient music. They're just chilling. So I'm getting ready and I'm like, I'm gonna go out and do what I do. I'm gonna go play a banger and get this crowd to go crazy. I'm gonna go and just do the best that I possibly can and leave an impact on these people and set a precedent for the rest of the time that we're on this tour. Like we're gonna come and we're gonna turn up. If I have to go on stage first, we're gonna go crazy, right? So I'm setting up my set. I'm there, I'm like, oh, let's see. Looking on my computer, I'm there. All this crazy stuff is going on around us, right? Celebrities, just craziness in the green room, right? And I'm in the corner now, just kind of like plotting. I knew what I wanted to play, but I wasn't quite sure, right? I just wanted to make sure I had that perfect song to start. So I'm in there and I'm just like doing this max run, everybody's running around, and I'm just in there like, okay, I'm gonna get the perfect song. So I don't even remember what the song was. I think it was Travis Scott, like the Open Up the Window. I think that's what I was gonna play first. That was my big opener, right? So I thought that was a crazy dope move and I'm like, yeah, I got it. I'm going up and now at the Fonda Theater, on either side of the Fonda Theater stage, there's a set of steps that lead down into the green room. So I go and I'm kind of start walking up part of the steps, and the steps, comparable to the nice, super nice green room and the super nice stage, the steps are kind of like a little dingy, it has like a little bit of that dingy lighting feel. I'm getting super nervous at this point. I'm like, all right, I was ready and now I'm nervous, right? So I'm sitting there and there's a little group of people in the stairwell and I didn't really pay attention to who was there. Chu was there with me, but I wasn't sure who else was kind of around. I was just kind of paying attention to my computer, just standing there, right? So I'm about to go on stage at this point, right? So heart's beating a little faster, whatever, right? Things are about to go down. I can't wait to go out there and crush this. I'm just so excited. I'm just shaking. I'm like ready to go. I start walking up the stairs, and who is right at the top of the stairs before I go on stage? Who do you think it is? Put it down there. I'll wait. Who do you think's standing there? Go ahead. All right, standing there is Mac Miller. Mac's standing at the top of the stairs right before I'm about to go on stage. What does he say to me? I bet you won't go out there and play in sync. What? In sync?
Every little thing I do, never singing up for you.
I had no idea. It was just such a crazy, I didn't know what to say. I was in sync? What? This is even, why are you here, standing here? Why are you saying this? What is going on? I was so confused. I was just like, this is Mac standing here, and this man just basically challenged me to play In Sync as my first song, right? So I had to just take this in, right? I had to let this sink in for a second, and I'm seconds from walking out on stage. I didn't even know what to say. I had no response, nothing. I was just like, and then just started walking, and I have this in my head. I just didn't know what to do. So I go up and I pull my computer down or whatever. What do? I play In Sync. It was the first song that I played. I don't even remember what song it was. It was one of their bangers. I just played it. The whole crowd just started singing it. The whole crowd just started belting out In Sync. I'm laughing hysterically. Mac is on the side of the thing going like this, just laughing, going crazy. I'm excited. It was just such an amazing experience. So ridiculous. Threw me completely off. I played my little like 10, 15 minute set, went crazy with it, and then Nyamza comes out. Nyamza comes out and crushes. Like, I'm telling you, if you don't know who Nyamza is, make sure that you go and check her out. It's Njomza. Go check her out. Make sure you can go right here and check her out. Make sure you do. But anyway, she comes out, crushes it. The crowd goes crazy. Everybody loves it. Now we get to a little intermission. I spin a couple more jams. I'm feeling great. My friends are here. Thomas, Rosie, a couple of my other friends, all the most dope people, all people from Pittsburgh. Just, it was so amazing. I had their celebrities there watching me perform as well. It's just, I was having the time of my life. It was amazing. Chu comes out. Me and Chu had a really special chemistry on stage together. That night, we were just so in sync. You see what I did there? We were in sync. We were in sync, but we really were. We went out there, we crushed it. It was amazing. I just remember the crowd just going crazy and just such a great response and the love and just having Mac there and everybody. It was just such a cool thing. We get off stage after our set. I go down, Clockwork. Shout out to DJ Clockwork. That was Mac's DJ. I'm sure you guys know all about Clockwork. He was about to go on stage, daps us up. He's going out. We go down into the green room. Still madness, still crazy. Now there's 10 times even more celebrities. Because granted, I was just on stage for like 45 minutes, right? So I missed all the extra people coming and all that stuff. So I come down and I'm just like, oh, and Thomas and Rosie are down there with me. We have a little drink after, celebrate, whatever. Mac is about to go on stage. Everybody starts filing up and I just wait. I'd wait a second. I know all these people don't get to do this all the time and it's all Mac's friends and family, and I want them to be able to get up and, you know, be on the side stage and be comfortable. So we just kind of hang back, let everybody go upstairs for the start of the show, and I'm just chilling, right? So I think everybody started to go upstairs, and I go into Mac's little part of one of his green rooms where like drinks were, and we were going to get drinks there the whole night, and I didn't think anything of it. So I just bust in the little green room and I go in and I just kind of beeline right to the little refrigerator and I go down there and I go to get a beer and I turn and I look up. And who is sitting there? Miguel. The singer Miguel is just sitting there on the couch right there. I just busted in the door and just got in and didn't even regard anybody even being in the room. I just went, took a beer and just turned and it's Miguel. And I'm just like, hi, Miguel. Like, you know, like I don't know what to say, right? So I'm like, hey man, like, I'm sorry, I didn't know there was anybody in here, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, it's totally cool, totally fine. And then as soon as he said it's totally fine, I see Elise pop her head in. And she kind of gave me the look, like, what are you doing in here? Miguel's in here. And I was just like, oh, you know, so I hurried up, I got out of there, and I was just like, Miguel's in there. And she's like, yeah, I know, like, duh. So I go back upstairs and I go watch the rest of the show with everybody else. Man, if you ever got to see Mac Miller perform, you know how special of a performer he was, and it was just such a full circle moment for me to be in Hollywood, playing at the Fonda Theater, watching this man start this tour. It was just such a great experience. I will never forget it for the rest of my life. Just the energy and the love in the room, it was just so amazing. So the show ended, and we ended up going out that night and I forget where we even went. It was just a small group of people, went to like a little dive bar type deal, went out, hung out, had just an amazing night. Went back to the hotel, and I think the next day or the day after, we ended up heading back to Pittsburgh, and it was just like I said, I can't express enough how great of an experience it was that I got to be a part of it. So I really appreciate you guys coming along on this one. I hope you had fun reliving this adventure with me. It was such a great experience. Also, make sure you go down there and subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on, make sure you share it with all your friends, and join me next time on Adventures with Afterthought.
You know how many episodes of House there are? There's a lot. I think everyone can agree that Siri is overrated. That's not even her real name. For me, it's being able to touch and affect people in a positive way and have music that lasts for a long time, have a long career, and just you know, being able to be influential in a positive way. I'm not endorsing him, but if Donald Trump was our fucking president, it would be hilarious. Like, imagine the State of the Union. Like, oh my God.